Welcome back to part 4 of Boxing Day. We have 2 left. It looks like we have Time Force Blue Ranger with Vector Cycle and Snizzard.
Yep. So there that is. So they already released Wes Time Force Red. But this is the second one that Time Force has released, but the other one didn't have a cycle. So I'm wondering if they're just going to re-release him with a cycle, since basically now that they have cycles, they just have to maybe change a few accessories and the paint.
Right.
You know. So what do you think of this box?
I think it's a great box. You got the 3D looking picture on the side.
Mm-hmm.
On the back has what it is. But wouldn't it make more sense to have him be the cycle because he was the race car driver?
Wait, what?
Wasn't he the race car driver?
He was.
Yeah.
You want him to come with a car instead?
Yeah, wouldn't that make more sense? Or have a space car?
Okay, they're not the Space Rangers, they're the Time Rangers.
I know they're the Time Rangers.
So he needs a time car.
A time car.
Okay, so here's what we have for the inside. Let's see, this is... Yeah, they're tied on the back there to hold them in.
Well, and at least it's not plastic tie. It looks like it's paper tie.
Yeah, some kind of a paper tie. Yeah. So, this is Lucas, and he was a race car driver. There was one point when Wes was driving like an expensive car. It's like, hey, check out all this cool stuff on this car. And it's like, you do realize he's from 1,000 years in the future and he's got accessories you haven't even dreamt of yet.
And
he's a race car driver.
And then Wes is just like, oh boy.
Yep.
Sure, there were other things going through his head that he could not say because it was a children's programming show.
So what do you think about these baggies that's coming in?
I mean, they're fine. It's plastic. I know they're trying to... It's probably honest the same amount of plastic that they could have used on the screen. I mean, on the front of the other guys.
Mm-hmm.
I know what I'm trying to say.
Okay, so here's his Chrono Sabers. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. And then here's how he looks fresh out of the box, out of the bag. Not very overwhelming.
No.
So, yeah, and this one actually came with the civilian face on there first, because normally for pretty much all the other ones, the civilian face was on the side,
Right.
So, that would line him up just a bit better than the ragdoll pose he was just in. Just a little bit better, I guess.
Yeah.
So, what do we think about this head sculpt?
It's been a while since I've seen Time Force, but overall I think it's a good sculpt. I think it looks like him. It's been a while since I've seen Time Force, so what do you think? Do you think it looks like him?
Well, he'd have to come with a comb for it to really be good, because his character was constantly fixing his hair. And also there's like a dot on his cheek right there. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wonder if I could just scrape that off somehow. But anyways, and then here's the helmet. And here's his gun. And looks like all the bike accessories and things that just kind of like came on. You have to clip them on or whatever.
And got some hands.
Yep. And he came with 2 punching hands there. Okay, and then here's the bike, Vector Cycle. So Bandai had done some Vector Cycles too, and this honestly, at first glance, doesn't really look any different. I'm sure if I had one side by side, I have one somewhere else, but there see more differences. But yeah, let's see. So okay, so we got this to go there, probably.
Once again, you gotta jam it in there.
Yup. But at least it works, because you see that?
Yeah, pretty cool.
And let's see.
Looks like there's...
Yeah, I wonder if that'll even hold. Okay, so once I push this down, it seems to be in place, but when I do that, this comes up a little bit, so I can't really like move the wheel once this is on. Oh, and the kickstand.
Fun.
Okay, and then these, like Gatling guns. Go. Yeah, there's indents on the side there. Let's see. That one. And like that.
Very nice.
So what do you think about the bike with all the features now?
I do like the bike with all the features. Shame you can't really move the handlebars without moving the guy.
Well, yeah. See that comes up there. See, I push this down, and then as soon as I move that, it comes up and gets loose. I don't know. Maybe I have to push this further down, but it looks like it's about as far down as it can go.
Well, maybe you can look at it a little later.
Yeah, probably have to play with it. So the kickstand is on the left side, so I go like that, but since the Gatling comes down over here, it can do that. So
Either way
it works, basically. Let's see, so that's the civvy head. Let's see if I can put on there. And anybody wondering, it's just basically a ball gimbal right there. Then it'll go inside and it'll just kind of like snap in there. Be careful when you do that, because I've seen other people just kind of like put it down the wrong way, and it, like, the gimbal will snap.
We don't want that.
No.
We want our gimbals unsnapped.
Yes, we want the ball gimbal to remain intact. So...
Don't use your mighty strength to break it.
Yeah, okay. So, there that is.
Do you know if there is a plan to release any more from Time Force? I thought there was in talks to release Jen.
I haven't heard anything about Jen yet, but a lot of people were like, well, you got, Wes out, why don't we just, release Eric already, Because there's not that much of a difference between the Red and the Quantum Ranger,
Right.
Just basically have to change the symbols.
Well, and isn't his helmet a little bit more, like his visor, a little bit jaggedy?
Yeah, so it's a triangle, and Wes is just kind of like a straight triangle, and Eric's triangle does have jagged edges in it. So, I mean, that's a paint job.
That's true.
So, there they do fit in, so... Yep. And there looks like there's that right there, because they do go together.
Interlock.
Yep.
Interconnect.
So yeah, they do connect. So, what do we think about Time Force Blue and this vector cycle?
Overall, I think it's a good one. It was interesting that he did show up with his civvy head instead of his helmet. I do like the bike, and they could release the rest of Time Force with their bikes. We don't really know, because we don't really know what the plan is, if they are going to release any more Time Force.
Well, I mean, they should, but I just haven't heard anything about it yet. So, there's that. So, I mean, I could put his hand on the bar there, but that'll take forever.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What do you think about this?
It looks good. It's definitely a good one to have.
So, which one was the only other ranger that came with a cycle so far?
Was the... We have it.
Yeah, we do.
And I gave it to you.
You did.
I think it's an Amazon exclusive.
I don't remember what kind of an exclusive it was.
Was the
But
Quantum Ranger?
No, we literally just said the Quantum Ranger hasn't come out yet. It's from a different season.
It's from... I don't know why I said Quantum. I can see it in my brain. Because it's like it's almost like a unicycle.
It is a unicycle.
You have to tell me I can see it. I just can't remember.
It's from SPD.
Yes. It's the Silver Ranger.
Omega
Ranger.
Yep. This came through as a little bent. Wasn't straight.
That's okay.
We can fix that.
Yeah.
Alright, so final thoughts on this guy?
Final thoughts. I think it's a good one. I definitely would like to see them maybe make more of the vector cycles if they do continue to do the Time Force, because we still have Jen,
Trip,
Katie,
Eric.
But did Eric have a cycle?
He can, but I would really like to see his mega battle though.
Yeah.
And Wes is Red Battle Warrior. That would look cool.
That would look cool.
They released it and updated it, you know.
All right.
So yeah, that'd be Time Force Blue.
Time Force Blue. All right. We have just one more left.
The Snizzer.
The
Coming up
Snizzer.
next.